Marie Curie was born in 1867 in Warsaw, Poland, at a time when women were not allowed to pursue higher education. But from an early age, she was determined to challenge the boundaries set before her. Her father, a physics and mathematics teacher, nurtured her curiosity, and despite the restrictions, she secretly attended the underground flying university, which provided education for women. Yet her ambitions reached beyond Poland's borders. In 1891, with only a few coins in her pocket, she moved to Paris and enrolled at the Sorbonne. Life in Paris was a struggle. She often went hungry and studied by candlelight in freezing rooms. But her determination never wavered. She excelled in physics and mathematics, earning degrees and paving her way into the world of scientific discovery. Paris did not just offer her an academic home. It also brought her Pierre Curie, a renowned physicist working on magnetism. The two shared a passion for science that soon turned into love. They married in 1895, and instead of a traditional honeymoon, they returned to their laboratory, embarking on a partnership that would change the course of history. Marie became fascinated with the mysterious energy that certain elements emitted, what Henri Becquerel had called uranium rays. Her research soon revealed that this phenomenon extended beyond uranium and thorium. She suspected that the mineral pitchblende contained an unknown element that was far more radioactive than uranium.
Alongside Henri Becquerel, were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for their groundbreaking discoveries. It was the first time a woman had ever received the prestigious award. Yet, due to the biases of the scientific community, she was initially left out of the nomination, and it was only through Pierre's insistence that her name was included. This was only the beginning of the obstacles she would face as a woman in science. For Marie and Pierre, science was their greatest love, but fate had other plans. In 1906, tragedy struck when Pierre was killed in a sudden accident, run over by a horse-drawn carriage on the streets of Paris. Devastated but resolute, Marie took over his professorship at the Sorbonne, becoming the first female professor in the university's history. She buried her grief in her research and, in 1911, was awarded a second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry, for her work in isolating pure radium. She became the first person ever to win 2 Nobel Prizes, a feat that cemented her legacy in scientific history. One of Marie's most significant contributions was applying radioactivity to medicine. During World War I, she developed mobile X-ray units, known as Little Curies, which were used on battlefields to diagnose soldiers' injuries. She personally trained medical staff and risked her own life traveling to war zones to ensure her technology was put to use. Today, radiation therapy remains one of the most effective treatments for cancer, a legacy that can be traced directly to her pioneering work. But the very discoveries that made her famous also led to her downfall. Years of exposure to radiation took a devastating toll on her body. She often carried vials of radium in her pockets, unaware of the dangers. The glowing substances that fascinated her were slowly poisoning her. By the early 1930s, her health deteriorated, and in 1934, she succumbed to aplastic anemia, a disease linked to prolonged radiation exposure. Even today, her notebooks remain so radioactive that they must be stored in lead-lined boxes. Marie Curie was more than a scientist. She was a revolutionary who defied gender barriers, endured immense personal sacrifices, and gave her life for the pursuit of knowledge. Her discoveries reshaped physics, chemistry, and medicine. Though the world tried to silence her at times, her name endures in laboratories, hospitals, and classrooms across the globe. She was a woman who refused to accept limits, a pioneer whose brilliance still radiates, long after her passing.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Stay tuned for more content and hit that like button to show your support. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.